All right, so here we are. It's the 29th of January. My voice sounds a little bit weird, probably because I was at the Lions watch party last night, and obviously we hooting and hollering and cheering last night. Did not work out. The Lions did lose, so they're not going to the Super Bowl. But it was still a fun time overall. Like, I've never been one who's really been big into football, but I think you get caught up in the atmosphere, and it was fun to go. Unfortunate, obviously, that they lost, and now today. My goal was to record a lot of content and video, so we'll see how that goes, if I'm going to do that. Because initially today I was supposed to have a recording session with one of our clients, but they needed to postpone that just because they got some other stuff going on in their world and their business, which is totally cool. So it gives me a day of no meetings, which is great. I love that. So I was like, well, okay, I'll use today to get some content, but if my voice is a little gravelly or whatever, I don't think that's probably the play. But hey, there's other stuff I can do as well. But yeah, so outside of that, I think I was thinking about this. So on Saturday, I went live. And in the last week's episode, I had shared that. And it was cool to go live. And I'm going to do more and more of going live because I think, to me, that's the way. And I think that more and more people who are out there and they're solopreneurs, like showing behind the scenes, talking about what's going on, thoughts, feelings, I think that's important. And, I found that my live that I did on Saturday, where I was doing this Saturday Solopreneur Thoughts, was good. And just off the cuff is really important. So yes, well, I've got tons of videos and content and stuff like that where I'll just, maybe have an idea of what I'm wanting to do. To not have an idea is pretty fun as well. But yeah, this week I'm going to try and focus on a few things. I'm trying to get my podcast, reinvigorated, get going again with that. My goal was to launch for February 1st. With obviously the funeral and stuff last week, kind of lost a week there. So I'm hoping I can get some stuff done with that to be able to launch maybe for February 1st or for next week or something. And then just, more editing and stuff that we have to do across some of our clients and some of the work that we're kind of focusing on. But I'm hoping, for a strong February. Hope that will be what we're ultimately trying to go for, because it's been a little bit weaker January than would like. I still think a big part of that is you come back after the first week of being gone to Mexico, then I lose a week, so I really only had 2 weeks, and then in that 2 weeks I was basically fulfilling existing customers. So no focus on really business development. That's the thing that I think is the biggest challenge, let's call it that. Like, I got some leads right before I left, and then by the time you follow up with them, then next thing you know, boom, it just doesn't work out. So trying to figure out the lead gen side is the hardest part, I think, of running a business. And if you're running a business, I wonder if that's a hard part for you too, or if maybe it's just me. Love to hear from people and to know, again, what's a challenge, what's not a challenge in their world. All right, so here we are. We're just recording some videos and pictures because I'm getting ready to launch my podcast, The Chris Hanna Show. I'm very excited to bring this show back. I decided to pivot. From the last time I did the season, I had focused on honestly interviewing other people, and I didn't feel like it was authentically me. I felt like it just it was forced more than anything else. And so as a result of it, I looked back at what I've done and the questions I've been asked over the course of becoming a solopreneur and decided to bring back the Chris Hanna Show, because I think that the Chris Hanna Show can be focused on sharing those solopreneur lessons that I've learned. There's a lot of people out there who are frustrated, been where I was at different points in my career, where I was pissed off, angry, disengaged with the different roles and companies that I worked for. And it's because I wasn't meant to be an employee. I am not an employee. It's not my style. It's not my approach. I'm a person who likes to beat to my own drum and ultimately find multiple ways to bring in income. And that's what I want to talk about in my new podcast, The Chris Hanna Show. Again, we're back for our 7th season. And so it had been taken a hiatus. I had thought about completely shutting it down, but coming back with just sharing the value and the lessons that I've learned, sometimes the hard way, I think is going to be fun. And so I've re-recorded some episodes. I'm going to be launching those very soon, and I'm excited. I'm really pumped to be pushing this show out now. Okay, so here we are. It is the 30th of January, and it's about 9:30 in the morning or so here, getting ready for a few hours of getting some stuff done here remotely, and then in this nice wintry weather that we have, I'm going to be heading across town doing some coaching this afternoon, catch up with 2 different companies in regards to what's kind of going on in their world to kind of help them out. Already had a phone call this morning with one of my other clients that I have, and trying to help him out with some stuff too. So yeah, just staying busy. Feel really good about yesterday though. Yesterday I was able to get all my podcast episodes for the new version of the Hanna show to be completely edited, completely scheduled, have my show notes, have my artwork for each and every single one created. And I'm going to try something that I never, ever advocate people to do, but I'm going to try and do it. As I'm going to embrace the Netflix style, and I'm going to release all my podcast episodes that I've created, 15 of them, in one day. Normally I'd say do one per week, but the show's coming back after not being around for almost a year now. And I want to see if I can, will people binge through them? It makes it easier, I think, in a lot of ways by actually just having them all go out live one day. I've got scheduled posts that I'm going to continue to build out over time to continue to promote various episodes and little snippets and clips. But to try the Netflix style approach, I wonder how that works. And then I've seen some other websites that I would like to copy, not steal ideas from, but copy, to make into my own version for some of my sites and some of my clients' sites that I do manage as well. So I'm going to try and get some of that stuff done here this morning, hopefully without distraction, before I have to head in to do coaching. Other than that, on the health front side, since getting back from the Detroit Lions watch party, I've just been physically drained and exhausted. I got this sore throat and stuff that's happening, and it's kind of annoying still. So yeah, hopefully not coming down with something, because I hate being sick. But yeah, I couldn't sleep last night. I was tossing and turning and everything like that as well. So it was just, if I could, I would just have slept in today. My next 3 days are busy. Tomorrow's all day video shoot. Thursday all day video shoot. I have Friday off where I'm doing coaching. And then Monday got an all day video shoot again. So I'm doing a lot of video shoots for the next little while, which means I haven't on my calendar yet, but for next week, end of next week, is going to be all editing, really, and scheduling. And so I'm busy for the next week. So yeah, lots of activity. So I just hope I don't get run down. That's my big focus right now. Okay, today's the last day of January. It's the 31st. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I believe that the craziness of the last couple of weeks in terms of just, not being able to sleep much, dealing with obviously stuff going on in the family, and getting back and then trying to push myself has started to take a toll, because I am not feeling at 100% today. Unfortunately, it's a day where I have lots of stuff that I need to go and do. Just generally feeling off, but sometimes you got to push through. And so yeah, that is the plan. Hopefully I can get through today and tomorrow, and then Friday just got one meeting, and then weekend maybe relax. I just got to push through for the next 48 hours. But I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. I've not been able to sleep well for the last few days. Just generally just exhausted, and I think it's really catching up. But yesterday, I went and did shadowing, coaching, whatever it's called, and then tried to get some stuff done on my own world. I love tinkering around with websites and stuff, so I was doing some of that, trying to get some ideas, because I have a couple other clients that I'm working through right now to try and work on some of their sites and try and make some improvements. So I think that's the hardest part, is sometimes you see something and then you get excited and motivated by it, and then so I want to test it. I test a lot on mine, so that's what I'm doing. And then I also had a call from one of my clients who's currently, I'd hired someone for them, and then unfortunately the person has had to step away from the business. There's been a thing in their family, and so I need to hire again for it. And not what I was ideally looking for right now at this time of year, because I've got enough stuff I also want to do. But reposted a role and start that hiring process again. I'm not trying to make this a down video or anything like that, but I was really hoping not to be hiring anytime soon for anybody. So, but when you have you got a satisfaction guarantee, you gotta honor that, and so that's what I'm doing. Sucks, but yeah, it is what it is, because again, life happens, and sometimes people they have to step away, because they got to focus on what's right for them as family. So I'll try and find somebody else. Hopefully, obviously, somebody will stick around because, yeah, I don't want to be in this hiring mode. And again, it's draining right now as I'm trying to do so much. So anyways, better get packed up, ready to go because we're shooting content all day. Okay, so here we are. It's a driving video. It feels like it's been a while since I've had one. I am heading now into one of our clients. We're going to go do some batch recording. Yesterday, I think I said that we did batch recording for another client, and so today I'm spending all day with one, and I'm hoping that it works out. The thing I'm concerned about is that I don't know if they're going to remember that I'm coming, because we set this up weeks ago, and I realized, like, I confirmed via text, but whether they put it into their calendar. So I'm hoping that it actually happens, because I've been kind of burned before. It's early. It's 8 a.m. in the morning here as well, so just trying to get across town and then go get ready and go do this. And then I was trying to strategically pack because we're going to be going into different clients' homes, and that's a tricky thing to do sometimes too, if whether people want us to record or not. So hopefully most people do, but I've packed strategically to just bring a backpack as opposed to my whole get up and gear and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Then tomorrow I was supposed to do coaching, that has been canceled for tomorrow, which is great because it gives me a day with no meetings, which again, we all know I love. With no meetings, that means I can go and I can edit away to my heart's content all the stuff that I shot yesterday, all the stuff that I'm going to hopefully shoot today, and just be ready to go for Monday, where I've got another video shoot session that I need to actually come up with topics for. So I'll be doing that probably tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's a day with no meetings, but being busy nonetheless. Outside of that, I did announce yesterday, I believe it was, that I've dropped my podcast. And so I dropped all 15 episodes that are brand new that I recorded in one big batch. And normally what you're supposed to do is one at a time, like one this week, one next week, and so on and so forth. I went in the Netflix style for a reason. One, I think that it allows people who want to binge all the way through to do so, because the episodes are anywhere from 10 to 20, 25 minutes, so they're not long. Two, it's also kind of a pain in the ass, even though the stuff's automatically scheduled for release, to keep up with everything. So like, I decided to build all my social posts, everything, schedule all those out well in advance, and then I can just promote it whenever I want to promote it, for different snippets and parts of the podcast. Or easier by having all the episodes released. I'm not waiting for anything. This means there's a link for it. It's all on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff, right? I think the right thing I realized is, like, I need to set out and do my own thing. So somebody made a comment on LinkedIn regarding the podcast dropping Netflix style, that they've never heard of someone doing this before, and this is kind of a new, cool way to actually release content, to do it all just in the big batch like this. Like, obviously the studios, like Netflix does it, and streaming services do it. Why not podcasts? I'm like, screw it, I want to do my own thing. So that's what I did. I might do more of this. Like, I was debating, actually I'm not debating because I've already started it. I'm doing like a weekly video series that I haven't released yet, that's going to be really specific in terms of the all-in content side. And I was thinking, wow, I just release one at a time and then promote it one at a time. Maybe I do the same thing. I record a bunch, and then next thing you know, boom, they all get dropped. People can peruse to their heart's content. I think that might be the play I do. Maybe I'm the batch guy who not only records and edits and all that stuff in batches, but almost the guy who releases in batches. So you just get a wave of content. All right, I'm gonna go try and get some music in here before I head over here to do a long video shoot. All right, what a good fucking day. This is how you do it. We started recording content this morning early for our client, a plumbing company here in town. I guess I can mention them, yeah, because I've mentioned them before. Bubby's Plumbing. And we shot all around the city, different properties, both commercial, residential. We shot some stuff within the team as well. And the videos are awesome. So we batch recorded, and I don't know how many videos. I'm curious to see when I get home how many videos we ended up recording or how many we end up being finalized with. I was shooting for 100 videos. I guarantee at least 100 times we've got recordings. How many stick around, I don't know, but there was enough content that's going to set them up again for months. And it was great content, especially we actually interviewed every person who was working that, we were able to get in front of today. And make sure that they were, asking the questions about like what's going on in their business, how do they actually feel about working for Bubby's Plumbing, to kind of share testimonial videos of what it's like with the culture. And it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so cool to see the response that everyone had. Putting people on camera who are not comfortable on camera sometimes can be a good thing, because again, it gets them out of their comfort zone. And it was so awesome. So yeah, really exciting and cool day here for all in content. Okay, here we are. It's the Friday, the 2nd, Groundhog Day. It is 3 p.m. and I realized, chipping away doing so many things, that I forgot to start recording anything today because I've been busy. Well, I've just been heads down with no meetings today, which has been great. I have been just focused and, trying to pump through some of the editing that I need to do for some of my clients. I did some edits on my own website, things that I find something that I don't like and I just had to tweak it, so I spent some time doing that. And then we had to take our Jeep in for an oil change, but the other day our right blinker, on the rear right blinker, stopped working. And I took a look and I thought, oh, maybe just a bulb replacement. Well, it turns out it's all LEDs nowadays, and you got a vehicle, pretty new. So we take it to the dealership thinking, okay, this should be under warranty, under 3 years, because the vehicle's only a year and a half old. What do we find out? Well, no, they're saying because it looks like there's a bit of an impact point and a crack somehow, which we don't know how the hell this would happen. We have to actually pay for the cost of trying to replace this LED light, and it's going to cost $1,100 just to replace the blinker, which is fucking insane. So we said, no, thank you. Now we're going to try and find a cheaper way to do it as opposed to going through the dealership. We can find like an aftermarket or, somebody selling something somewhere, because this is ridiculous. So I've been dealing with that for the last little while. So I haven't had a chance to, really record anything. Went out for lunch with Raquel, which was nice, just to kind of, as we're chilling, waiting for this vehicle to get done. And then before you know it, you're back here and time to get some stuff done. Like my goal today is still, I have one more project I'm really trying to get done today. Even though I have tons of editing and stuff to do, but like one project I have to do is I'm coming up with ideas for what I'm going to shoot in Monday's session with one of our clients who's a bookkeeping firm here in Windsor. I want to come up with, I'm going to guess 40 to 50 video topics that we want to do. And we're going to go with the approach of going value heavy versus trying to go with, hey, here's why you should work with us. Like that's promotional style of posts. So my goal was to come up with a strategy of that. So now I've got limited time. So I'm going to really try and power through as quick as possible. So that's what we'll do. All right, it's Saturday morning. It is the 3rd of February. I was going to record something this morning, just now for this video, and I have zero idea what it was. I think I'm going to keep this recording in this week's episode of Pushing 40, because I think this is a reality that sometimes happens, is that like you have many, many ideas that can go through your brain sometimes of things that you want to record, things that you want to include in, and at times you get distracted and you feel scattered. I look at the things that I need to work through in terms of some of the client stuff that I'm trying to do and the amount of videos I'm trying to edit, and I'm scattered and I'm distracted. Okay, so here we are. It is Sunday, February the 4th. Raquel and I just got back from Wolfhead Distillery, where we had an awesome time with their Caesar Sunday, which is a thing where we love Caesars. And so what you do is you go into their Caesar bar, you get to choose between whiskey, vodka, or gin, and then you get to pick as many things as possible. So take a look at what I'm showing here, because obviously that's a pretty cool experience that we get to do. They only do it for a little bit of winter. So this is like our 4th maybe time of doing it so far. So it was pretty cool. But overall, yeah, feeling like this week, when we look at the week as a whole, it was really obviously work heavy, because obviously last week not being able to do so as much with obviously funeral visitation, family time, but really tried to focus hardcore on trying to get back on track. Earlier in the week, I did struggle quite a bit with just being so exhausted, so tired. I think a little bit burnt out, just emotionally, physically kind of drained, feeling better now at this point. Here we are on the weekend. We've got a big week ahead again with more, coaching content, everything across the board. Trying to hire for this one role, which I think is going to be a tricky one now, the way I look at it, just in terms of my time. Because when I look ahead at the schedule, 2 weeks Thursday, I'm going to be flying down to Las Vegas. This time, not for fun. This is more for a conference with one of my other clients. So just very, very hectic week. Probably next couple of weeks actually coming up. But trying to find a way, and Raquel and I were talking about this today, to get more balanced again. The whole point of pushing 40, because here we are, week 26. That's the halfway point of the year, which means I got 6 months until my birthday. So I turn the big 4-0. And I've been trying to focus on wealth, health, and my overall self. And it's kind of fallen off the rails a little bit. Like, I haven't talked health. I haven't done a walking video. We went walking yesterday, but I didn't record anything because it was so windy and cold. But like, ultimately got to get the health stuff back on track. We did cut back a lot in terms of like drinking and stuff, although I just literally mentioned about going to a bar this morning, so maybe you haven't. But at the end of the day, got to get the health side on track as we move forward. On the wealth front, we had some good months, definitely had some good months. Finishing off January was just like a standard month. Now, when I look at the month as a whole, it's not bad compared to what others, out there who might be out, but like what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to get, it's definitely not the goal. I'm bringing in the same business, not new business. It's not seeing a growth. And to me, that's bad. I'm not losing yet, but I'm concerned about that always, of course, too. As a solopreneur, hey, it's all on you. So I've got work to do there. Overall self, trying to still be a better human and husband. I think it's still a work in progress. Next Tuesday is Raquel and I's 5-year anniversary as well. We've been married for 5 years. For those who don't know, we got married in Las Vegas, hence why probably Vegas is very important to us. So it's a week away, so gonna have to get ready for that. We've got reservations booked for that day itself. It's the day before Valentine's Day as well. That way we always remember when it is. But yeah, 5 years together, so I got to continue to work better. So this is kind of my like honest report card, I think, right now, in saying that, well, yes, I have been trying to go through and continue to be transparent and build in public. And obviously I'm trying to really focus on the business front, because I think if I can get the business front going, the personal front becomes better. I need to find ways to get better on the health front. I need to get ways to be better on the self front. And I think everything will come together. So just being honest, being real, for those who do watch this, who see it, just again, holding yourself accountable. That's what it's all truly all about. That's why I did this weekly video series. I'm excited about some things that are going on in the business world, but I have more work to do. All right, that's it for this week's episode of Pushing 40. Have a good one, guys.